Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Take It to the Hizzy Fantasy Football, TITTH number 71. I'm your host, Justin Bruni. I got Nick Davis with me. Tell him what's up, Nick.
What's up, guys?
Yep, we got Monday Night Football here. How was your Sunday sleep? How was your Sunday?
Oh, it was fun. who posted something already?
Finn said, Derek Carr. Are you kidding me?
Jeez.
Sorry, bub.
Yeah.
Fun game, though. They should have just passed the ball into the end zone. They Devontae Booker, Josh Jacobs, like all the opportunities are there. I had Derek Carr in the lineup too. Didn't do anything that great. It happened. Bears are pretenders. People are out here already. Let's go.
Bears pretenders.
5-4. Yeah, they're dogs tonight. I got them on plus money on the ticket, plus 150. They're down to plus 100. So there's a lot of love coming in for the Bears right now. They're driving down the number. Vikings, I believe, were as high as minus 184 on the money line, now down to minus 120. Last spread update I saw was 3.5 points. I got 3 on the board, but last I saw was 3.5. So maybe the Bears are pretenders, but you know what? We're going to ride it out. I mean, I've told Emron a few times now, feels like we're bound to just lose a first or second playoff game, but I don't know. We got a new play caller tonight, Bill Lazar. I'm liking, that at least. Matt Nagy not at the helm, not calling plays, so that's an upgrade. What do you think? What do you like about tonight's game?
I think it might be a new day in Chicago. I think taking a load off as the head coach, you should be like delegating, and you're more of like a CEO of a company. You have to know all the parts that are happening in your company, but you're not in charge of any of them. But you oversee everything, and I feel that taking that play calling off of Nagy's shoulders will allow the team to be able to breathe a little bit more and be able to open up the offense, I feel like, because Lazar's in there every day, and Nagy's the head coach. So,
and I think Lazar has a little bit more familiarity with Foles in general. I mean, all of these coaches, they have a history with Foles, and that's why he was brought in. But Lazar has a pretty strong connection with him. So, yeah, I'm hoping that props up some of his upside tonight. I do like some props for Nick Foles tonight. I like the passing prop for the touchdowns. Give me the over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think the 24.5 passing completions is a little high, but if you're in on it, I think that the Bears are going to have to pass a lot. Activating Lamar Miller off the practice squad. He's going to be in tonight's lineup for David Montgomery. They still have Ryan Nall there, Artavis Pierce. You got Cordell Patterson, who's been taking those potato wedge dives up the middle all week, every week, all year for the Bears. So who else we got? Allen Robinson's healthy tonight.
Lamar Miller.
He's going to be active. Yeah, just mentioned. Yeah, Lamar Miller's going to be active off the practice squad.
Yeah. So, I mean, I want to see this offense actually like that one half when Foles came in before the visor came off. He was like lighting up the scoreboard. Like I thought it was like a new day in Chicago offensively for them. We haven't seen that same kind of like production or dominance through 4 quarters. Hopefully Lazar can make it happen because he has the pieces there. I definitely feel like it, besides maybe running back, but in this league of passing offense, I think they can do very well.
Yeah, absolutely. For the Vikings, I have to expect a ton of Dalvin Cook tonight. Kirk Cousins 0-9 on Monday Night Football.
I saw that.
0-9 on Monday Night Football. I can't expect they're trying to lean on this guy a ton this evening. These games where Cook has been going off, Cousins is throwing less than 20 times in a game. So I have to imagine that the Bears are going to want to try to get the playbook leaning on Cousins for the Vikings. For the Vikings, you're going to want to get the run game moving really early. I think we're going to see a lot of Madison and a lot of Cook. Dalvin Cook, NFL darling the past couple of weeks here, going off, going crazy, coming back from his injury. But don't forget about Madison, Adam Thielen, Jefferson. All these guys are going to get included, mixed into the game plan this evening. So where you're going, Nick? I got Bears money line. I got my ticket out there. Like I said, I hit a 3-gamer. I got the Bears to hopefully sprinkle in some last-minute toppings here on some Monday Night Football. What do you think? Where are you going?
I'm gonna go Bears. I think Dalvin Cook is going to really test the Chicago defense, but the Chicago defense is almost nothing like any opponent that Dalvin Cook has faced and what he's been popping off on. So I think that there is going to be a heavy dose of Dalvin Cook, but I think that the Bears defense is going to stay strong and win.
Sarah is in the chat. She says Cousins shrinks under the lights. It's a good call. It's a sharpshooter there, Sarah.
There we go, Sarah.
Mr. Nick was saying, why do the Bears always run with Cordell Patterson when it gets, nothing, zero success? I don't know. I'm asking myself the same question, but in the same breath, let's hammer down some Cordell Patterson props tonight. Woohoo! Let's go.
I don't think Lazar is going to. Honestly, I haven't seen Lazar actually coach, to be honest, but if he's going to try and do something different than what Nagy was, that's the first thing that he should change is stop doing dives with Cordell Patterson. He has a lot of.
Let me show you how it's done, Coach. Let me show you how it's done.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Yeah. No, they need to knock that shit off. I mean, maybe if it's like, some misdirection, end around reverse, sweep, or something like that, quick pitch handoff, and you're getting Patterson involved. That's another thing. But literally running a halfback dive that's designed for Jordan Howard, who's readily available now, apparently, according to the Dolphins. I think the Bears might be calling that dude in a couple of days, the way our running back room is looking. And realistically, at this point, why not? We need it. I mean, if we got Lamar Miller, what the hell is it going to hurt to have Jordan Howard for free on the books? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Emron always says it because Nagy hates Montgomery. He does hate Montgomery. It's true. Sarah, dropping some knowledge into the chat today. I love it. I love it.
There you go. Emron, she's a keeper, man. She's paying attention. She's dropping knowledge to us. She's teaching us about your knowledge. So, yeah, she's a keeper for sure.
Nick over here trying to tell Emron to put a ring on it.
Oh, no. Sarah's a ride or die. I already know about her. So
I was just saying the other day, you were talking about rings the other day, Nick. Shh. All right, so where are you going here? I got the Bears money line. What's your pick though?
Bears money line.
All right, you're taking Bears money line. Okay, yeah. All right. Over under 44 points.
Man, 44 points. So that's about 22 points each team. I'm gonna have to go under. I think that the Vikings are going to run into a brick wall with Chicago. I do see them getting some points. Oh man, you know what? I'm kind of going against what I think about Lazar coming in though. So, you know what? Give me the over.
Give me more points. Give me more points either way. Like buy it up to 46, and then pick a number there. Like if you like 46, take the under 46. I think that's a better idea. I just don't love the 44. I got caught on the hook yesterday on the 44.5 with the Giants and the Eagles. Ugh, it is killing me. That half point was a burner, and it was terrible because I'm standing at the sports book and they have the number on the sheet, a half point different. You get to the window and they've changed it half a point since then. It was absolute murder. So when I got the printed ticket, I looked at it and I was like, this isn't right. But I was like, it's a half point. It's no big deal. Like this is going to be fine. I was like, I said this number's a home run. It'll be a home run. No, it's a half point. Goddamn juice. And Sarah said she heard that. She heard that.
Yeah, I'm
no. She was. I think she was talking about you where you were trying to. Oh, that's okay. Well, we're moving on. We're
talking about football right now.
I'm taking under 46 points.
I'm taking under 46 points. 44. Give me the over on that. But
you're at the 45.
Yeah.
Nick says the score is going to be at 45 total points.
Yep, someone's going to score a half point.
He's got it wedged.
Yeah, there we go. So, I'm hoping for more points from Chicago because if there's more points from this offense, Chicago's got a pretty nice road to the Super Bowl, I feel, because this defense is legitimate and one of the best defenses in the league.
Mr. Nick is asking over here if we think the Seahawks are going to win Thursday. I mean, we'll get to them in a bit. I wasn't really impressed with the Seahawks yesterday. Already lost to the Cardinals this year. Seahawks, they're slipping 0-2 in the last couple of games here. Good opponents, but still on the road. I think they're coming back home for this next one. I'm not sure. But it's going to be a tough matchup on a short week. Lockett dinged up. I think he's got, was it a knee issue? I got it up there somewhere. Yeah, knee sprain. Not really certain for Thursday. Could be limited on Thursday. So we'll see what we get. It's going to be a really good game. I mean, we just saw what the Cardinals did. We'll get to them in a little bit too, but going to be really tough betting against the Cardinals this coming week on a short week on Thursday. He said, it's his knee. So let's jump over to some of the props for this game. I'm on the Bears money line. Nick's on the Bears money line. I'll take under 46 points, but you're going to have to buy it up. You're going to have to move the line there a little bit. I just don't love the 44. And just recency bias from yesterday, I just is not feeling good. I don't like that number. Those 2 4s in my head, not feeling good about it. So, yeah, let's jump over to the props. Start with the quarterbacks. Like I said, I'm already in on Foles. Over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Over.
What do you think? Same for Cousins, 1.5. I'm going to say under.
I'm going to say 1. I'm going to say that they're really going to pound the ball with Dalvin Cook because he's been hot.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be there for him tonight. Cousins in the air game. Passing yards, 220 for Cousins and 268 for Foles.
Wow.
I'll take the over for Foles. I just don't know what they're going to get out of the running game. I have to suspect if there's value for his overs on the passing yards, it's tonight. Like, if not now, then when, right? When there's literally no one there in the running game, at least no one established. If he can't hit a number like 268 now, then when will he? So give it to me tonight.
Yeah, I'll take the over for that. I'm going to also take the over for Cousins, too. That's a really low.
It is kind of a low number.
It's a low number.
Yeah, I will say that he may have to be chucking it around, but at the same time, he may not find the end zone. 220 is a low number. I wouldn't put my money down on it. I'd probably say to stay away, but I'm gonna take the under still regardless. Just thinking that they really try to hammer out the run game. I could see easily like 25 carries for Dalvin Cook tonight.
Man, that's embarrassing. He's going to get under 120 yards, and he's paid $30 million a year. But this is last year's contract, so on his way out.
Who, Cousins?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they extended him.
Did they extend him?
Yeah, they extended him. Oh yeah, he's still there. He's locked in. Yeah.
Man, he's getting paid a lot of money to hand the ball off to Dalvin Cook.
Buckle up. Buckle up, Vikings fans. Passing completions, 18.5 for Cousins. Give me the under.
Yeah, give me the under.
24.5 for Foles. It sounds like a big number, but again, I just said no running game, no established running back there. If not now, then when? Give it to me. Not somewhere I want to put my money. I feel the best value tonight is the passing touchdowns. I feel like even if they get down to inside the 5, yeah, they have Lamar Miller there, but I could see Lamar Miller getting stuffed on 1st and 2nd down. I mean, hashtag Lamar Miller sucks at the end of the day. I mean, come on. It's Lamar Miller.
Whoa. I got him in my boldest lineup for tonight, so I really need him to pop off for that $200 I spent on him. Shout out to my Uncle Ruben. He said he could fill that 3rd seat when we need him to.
No problem.
He used to call some guy. Ruben, tell me the guy's name in the chat. But he used to call a radio host who apparently knew his stats, knew everything, and he would call him like, "Yeah, did you hear about this guy Ruben Porras? He's in he came out of Virginia or whatever." And he's like, "I don't know who you're talking about, man. That guy doesn't play in the NFL." He's like, No, he definitely does. He would just fight with his radio host for hours. But anyway, Ken Beatrice. There you go. Apparently he's still big today. But yeah, shout out Uncle Ruben. That's where my sports knowledge comes from. He started me on this stuff. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. He chimed in for the first time.
No, I saw him. Yeah. Shout out Uncle Ruben. Shout out Uncle Ruben. Moving on to the rushing yards. We only got 3 up here. Not a ton to choose with the lack of Bears options, right? Alexander Madison, 26.5. I'll take the over on that. I think he gets in at some point, and I think he can take a couple of long runs on some misdirections. So I'll take the over there. Dalvin Cook, 91.5. I'm going to take the under on that one.
91.5. You really think that the Bears are going to keep him under 100 yards?
I think the Bears are going to keep him under 100 yards. I think they're going to keep him under 91.5.
I'm going to take the over on that, even though the Bears defense is really good. I think he's just going to have a lot of
opportunities. He will have a lot of opportunities. I think the Bears just hold him in check tonight. And Ryan Nall, 25.5. I will take the over.
I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, I think he can actually hit 36 or so. Yeah, I have him in my prop at 35 plus. So he's got to hit 36. This one's at, what is it? 25.5 is at minus 114. 36 yards will get you plus money. Hashtag take it to the Hizzy, smash the like button. Receiving yard props. We got Adam Thielen, 57.5. Can he hit that?
Adam Thielen,
57.5. I'm going to say under.
I'm going to say under too. Yeah.
Allen Robinson, 75.5. I'm also going to say the under.
I'm going to say under too. He's going to hit 70.
Now, that's your captain. That's what you got to be worried about.
I know.
You need a couple touchdowns in there.
It's called emotional hedging. You know that one thing's going to happen, but you bet the other way. It's kind of like sports book, so.
Yes, let's go. Kyle Sessage says Ryan Nall will have to run it 30 times to get 25 yards. Let's go.
The Trent Richardson program.
So you're telling me he's running 30 times. Let's go. I'm good.
That's what's up.
All right. So we'll get some carry props.
Yeah,
yes,
there we go.
Yes, let's go. What do you think? Anthony Miller, 38.5. I will say the over. I think you can get this on 1 or 2 plays.
Man, I'm gonna say the under because he's been not lighting it up for me for my fantasy team.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna stick with the trends of what I've been seeing.
I'm thinking that tonight, Lazar, if the Lazar effect, when he comes in, I have to feel like he's going to try to boost the efficiencies of an Anthony Miller, a Darnell Mooney, really get these back end weapons rolling, because who else is going to do it? Like, who else is going to really do the heavy lifting here for this offense? It can't all just be put on Allen Robinson. And even when they've tried to, it hasn't really been there. Like, how many touchdowns does Allen Robinson have this year? 1? Does he have any?
Wow, let me look that up. But you know who's shown how to overload one person? Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. So just take a page out of their book and just do it to Allen Robinson. I mean, I think Allen Robinson can definitely handle a workload like Devontae Adams is giving. And I think,
can. He absolutely can.
Yeah, I think that they should honestly try and do that. And I think that will open up a lot more because they'll be focusing so much more on Allen Robinson. Because Allen Robinson, he's had some games, but he's been doing it very quietly. Like, he hasn't been popping off in the touchdown numbers, what we're talking about. That's why he hasn't been popping off and been kind of underrated, I feel.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I felt like coming into the season, he was a more overrated, myself included. Like, I had him much higher in the rankings where he is now, just assuming that Nagy was going to get it done with either quarterback, right? To the article alluding, Allen Robinson, quarterback proof, 2020, right? He's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Well, not so much. Foles, he's been, we'll say miscalculable at times, right? At times he seems like he's lights out. Fourth quarter, i.e. against the Titans, right? And then look at the rest of the game. It's absolutely crazy. It's like night and day, Jekyll and Hyde. So you got the Robinson numbers?
Yep. So he's only scored 3 touchdowns this year, and 2 of them came week 3, week 4, and then his next one came in week 8. So, like,
really spread out.
Yeah, really spread out. And he is getting a lot of targets, and he's catching his targets like 9 for 5. Like, I'm just going to go down the list. 9 for 5, 9 for 3. Well, that was a bad one, but 13-10. 10-7, 16-10, 9-5, 4-4.
He's cleaning up the balls.
He's cleaning up the balls, but it's just like all of his reception numbers. Like, he only has 2 games over 100 yards, 123 and 101. That was week 3 and week 4, both games where he scored a touchdown. So his 2 games where he's really like shown he's the elite dog has been week 3, week 4, and hasn't really popped off the tape. Like, he really needs to start scoring some touchdowns to really be rated correctly, for people to start putting him in the right bracket. Because right now he's just not producing enough for me.
No, I absolutely feel that. I mean, Robinson should be doing way better than he has been all year. A lot of it comes from bad play calling and bad quarterback play. The Bears obviously lacking in both, right? Hopefully tonight Lazar can, turn that around, and hopefully that'll elevate Foles' play, and hopefully that'll elevate their wide receiver 1, which they're going to need if they're going to go down the backstretch and make a real run of it. But let's get back to the props here, getting a little sidetracked with Allen Robinson talk. Chad Beebe for the Vikings, 12.5 yards. Make a dollar holler.
Man, sure, dollar holler.
I'm going to stay away. But if there's a guy that's going to make a random play, hey, third wide receiver, Chad Beebe, why not? Cordell Patterson, 19.5 receiving yards. Taking the over there. I think he does get some more play in the receiving game. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a fucking receiver.
Yeah, over.
Could it make sense? Bill Lazar, are we making sensible decisions tonight? We'll
Hopefully.
see. Dalvin Cook, 24.5 receiving yards.
Over. 25.
I think, yeah, why not? I mean, they got to move the chain somehow. I think he can hit a couple of passes. Give me the over there. Darnell Mooney, 47.5. Give me the over.
Yeah, over.
Big Darnell Mooney guy tonight. John Reed checking into the chat.
John Reed, goon up.
You have to goon down to goon up. Hello, gentlemen. Good evening, sir.
Top of the morning or top of the evening.
And a goon evening to you. Jimmy Graham, 28.5. I'll take the over.
Give me the over.
I will take the over. Some random plays to Jimmy Graham.
I'm going to say 2 touchdowns for Jimmy Graham tonight. I feel like it's going to be a lot different.
Wow. All right.
He's already had one game. It's possible.
Bill Lazar knows that tight end playbook apparently better than Nagy does.
Here we go.
Justin Jefferson, 58.5. I'm going to say the under.
I'm going to say over. He's going to get 60.
All right. Kyle Rudolph, 26.5. I'll take the under. I think he comes close. I think he gets a couple of catches.
You said 28.5?
26.5.
Yeah, give me the over on that.
All right. And Ryan Nall, 14.5. Give it to me. Give me the over. Like one play for like 16 yards. One catch, 16 yards.
I thought we were doing the Trent Richardson treatment, so it was going to be 14 receptions, for 15 yards.
Oh, wow. Good Lord.
It's going to be null night tonight for sure.
Man. Could you imagine?
Oh, but that would be weird.
Burn down the city of Chicago, Ryan Nall.
Throw the whole team out.
People will be going nuts.
I'm going to say over because I think it's going to be. I mean, if he has props, I feel like he's going to get like an opportunity or two. Maybe
we assume, but also keep in mind no Lamar Miller props available. So either they just weren't getting them in there, or what's going on? Antonio Brown destroys a camera. What's that? Threw a bicycle at a security guard. That's not good.
This all happened before the signing.
Oh, okay,
the NFL hasn't really commented on it.
Gotcha.
There was really no
reason,
no persons harmed. It was just a lot of technology destroyed. So
okay, sorry about that interruption. Just saw that come across the bottom line. Had to speak.
29 yards and 29 rushes for 88 this season for Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, he's bad. He's bad.
That's terrible.
He's real bad. Yeah, Cordell Patterson could be a lot better. Antonio Brown, just do better. He was talking up Rojo's run. He was like, man, that was so cool to see another guy run for 98 yards, and it wasn't me. All right, receiving or receptions. Adam Thielen, 4.5. Give me under.
I'm going to say over. He's going to 5.
Allen Robinson, 6. I will take the under.
Over.
Anthony Miller, 3.5. I will take the over.
Over.
Cordell Patterson, 3. I will take even money. I'll take the 3. 3 catches.
I can see 3, yeah.
3 catches for 20 yards. Dalvin Cook, 2.5. I will take the over.
Over, yeah.
Darnell Mooney, 3.5. I will take the over.
4, for sure.
Jimmy Graham, 3.5. I will take the over.
Give me the over.
Justin Jefferson, 4.5. I will take. Ooh, that's
4.5.
I'll take the under.
I'm gonna take the over.
Kyle Rudolph, 2.5. I'll take the over.
2.5. Over 3.
Ryan Nall, 2.5. I'll take the under. Ryan Nall.
Over.
Let's see. Richard Finn said, I told you 2 weeks ago I'd take the under 3 games before he's suspended. Yeah.
We did do that.
And we're at 2. We're at 2 games, so we'll see. We'll see.
I'm honestly surprised he's lasted 2 weeks. I thought he was going to be like a 1 week wonder,
It was something. He had like 7 catches this week or something like that. It was not too bad. But all those receivers ate. Yeah,
I was really happy to see that all those guys ate.
Finn, I don't think Finn was.
Yeah, Finn wasn't.
I don't think he was.
But when I heard about Antonio Brown's incident, I didn't know that it was before him being signed, but I thought it was after. I thought honestly happened after the game. And I was like, man, is he really bitching about not getting the ball and stuff like that from Tom Brady? Imagine he just hops out of the car with Tom Brady, he's just beating down mailboxes like a little kid. It's just dude, come on. But it was before the signing, so. And everybody knows about it, apparently.
It'd be a lot cooler if it wasn't.
Yeah, it'd be a lot cooler if it wasn't.
Because that would be a really cool story. Come on, Tom.
Yeah.
We have things to do tonight.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's going, that stay over there. The Brady's and the Brown.
Oh, man, that's got to be weird.
How many Brady's they have? 4 Brady's and a Brown?
Jeez.
However many they have under that roof. All right, so let's roll through some things here. Andy Dalton going to be returning for the Cowboys, returning from concussion and COVID. So hey, prop up your Dallas Cowboys fantasy players for Week 11. Jordan Howard cut by the Dolphins. Salvin Ahmed coming in, took your job. Jordan Howard, sorry, bud. But while we're at it, we really could use you back on the Bears. So just, we'll be giving you a call. But Jordan Howard, get him out of your lineups. I don't know about getting him off your team just yet. He might get signed by somebody. I think the Patriots could use another running back.
They always could.
Bears could use a running back. We'll see. But no longer available. So, bench can't quite put him into the IR because he's not available. Let's see. John Brown. He tweaks his ankle for the Bills. Nothing really serious, but something to follow. Just keep your ears to the ground on. Saints have not announced a starter for Drew Brees, who looks like he's going to at least miss Week 11. Not sure about how many weeks going forward. But you were saying it's like a fractured rib?
Drew Brees?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it's a collapsed lung and 5 broken ribs. I was talking to Justin about it before the show. And I was saying, he said after the game, it wasn't physical. It was mental. I just couldn't do it. And I'm like, dude, it comes out that you broke 5 ribs. It's okay. Stand down, soldier. You're good. You were literally dying on the field. I don't know. That's really hard. I kind of feel like it's going to be like Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston coming in and out for Sean Payton just to throw people off the scent.
I feel like Sean Payton's not going to announce a starter period because why bother? I mean, like you're the Saints and you don't use a quarterback how you're supposed to anyways. Whatever. Excuse me. So I don't think he needs to. I don't think it matters. I think Winston obviously is the guy that you're going to go out and get in your waiver wires, right? He's definitely the one to target. Probably the most valuable asset this week. Being the quarterback of this offense, it's a nice place to sit for sure. So definitely keep Jameis Winston on your radars. I think at this point, if you have a lot in the bag, go out and spend it. I mean, especially in like 2 quarterback leagues, if this guy is somehow still available, spend the bag on Jameis Winston in one of those 2 QB leagues for sure. If you still got it, if you're one of those guys holding $60, $80 in your fob pocket still. Excuse me. Drew Lock has a chance to sit in week 11. Looks like he tweaked something in this last game. Man, Broncos and Raiders, like it was a good game for the Raiders. And Finn, sorry, Derek Carr didn't do anything. Believe me, I was pissed about it too. Sitting there just watching all these beautiful drives get finished off with great runs. Would have just one passing touchdown. I think that would have been fair for Derek Carr. I don't think it'd been too much to ask for, but apparently a big Devontae Booker revenge game. He scored 2 touchdowns up against the Broncos, who shed on him for a little bit for some time. So we'll get to that game here in a little bit. Teddy Bridgewater, considered day-to-day, was taken out of that game towards the end there. The game was already, kind of blown out, wasn't in question anymore. So looks like he's day-to-day, dodged a bullet with a severe injury. So we'll see if we get him in week 11. My bet is that he does suit up. JaMychal Hasty for the San Francisco 49ers broke his collarbone. I don't know what the deal is with the San Francisco 49ers.
Someone in that training room got to get fired, man. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what it is, but they just cannot stay healthy. And especially the running backs, like it's a death sentence being a running back for the 49ers. Don't understand it. Or whatever, just playing behind the line of scrimmage.
I just want to say one thing about Kyle Shanahan is that has like the worst record out of like all these coaches basically, but I haven't heard one single person blame him for this. Like that's what I kind of love about Shanahan is like he's not really taking blame for this year's failures because everybody sees the injuries that he has had to overcome, and they're just stacking up at this point. Like JaMychal Hasty, like that's like the 4th running back to go down. Like it's just awful. So I'm glad that Kyle Shanahan is not going to lose his job after the season. They are talking about getting a quarterback next year in the draft. They were looking at the BYU quarterback, but man, it was a tough year for the 49ers.
Can Shanahan unleash a Jordan Howard? Readily available.
Why not?
Going from 1-yard touchdowns to 50-yard breaks on the outside. He's not built to do that. He's not designed to do that. Shanahan says,
try me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Hold my beer, fam. I got this.
You know what? I could definitely see him unlocking Jordan Howard and giving him like one last hurrah before he just moves on to the next one.
He made me go pick up some dude named JaMychal Hasty who I'd never heard of. So, I mean, I figured he could probably do something with a guy like Jordan Howard. I don't know. Like,
I don't understand.
Let's see here. Browns, they closed their facilities today due to COVID.
Dang.
I believe it was a staff member. Maybe it was a player. Someone that was dinged up for it. Closed the facilities. Again, something just to follow going forward. No concern for Matthew Stafford's thumb after week 10. Had a pretty good game. Had three total touchdowns. Pretty solid performance. Got the dub up against the football team. So again, something to follow, but nothing too serious. CMC unlikely to play in week 11. Early reports say Mike Davis not great this week, but you're going to be firing him up again in week 11. If he's somehow still available, get the bid out there. You got to get him rostered. Carlos Hyde set to return week 11 for the Seahawks. So as much as you may want Alex Collins to be a thing for you in fantasy, may Alex Collins rest in peace. Carlos Hyde coming back, going to be stealing that workload right back from him. Zach Ertz set to return from IR. Not sure of week 11 status, but again, something to follow. Tyler Lockett, his knee sprain. We mentioned that earlier in the show. Follow him into Thursday, see what they get there. Really going to need him. Division is tied up 6-3, 3 ways. They're going to need a big win on Thursday night on a short week. And Sam Darnold, also early reports, unlikely that he will play in week 11. So I guess fire up Joe Flacco season still, if that's what you're into. He caught us with our pants down last week, so we'll see what he can do into week 11.
Did you see Nick Boyle's injury?
I did not see it. No.
It was nasty when it happened. Thankfully, it's only a knee, but the way he fell, it
Mhm.
looked like a hip injury. So it's down to one tight end in the Baltimore tight end room. So it's just Mark Andrews there, all by his lonesome.
Damn, they need to sign somebody in a fucking hurry. Who can they
Delaney
sign?
Walker.
Sign Delaney Walker. Do it yesterday.
You should have already signed him, to be honest. That's a good person to have in there.
I think that would be a good person to have in there. I mean, if you're going to sign Des Bryant, what's wrong with Delaney Walker?
Yeah, like what the F?
Like, what's wrong with that?
Dude,
Guy,
where's your tight ends?
All right, let's get into some of the reactions and takeaways from these games here. Just going to pull up the card. First game up was last night's game with the Ravens and the Patriots. Patriots getting the job done. Was it 23-17?
Yep.
I believe that hammered the under. That's a 40-point total. So, yeah, they wound up hitting the under there. Was not expecting that. If Ravens had scored, they would have hit the over, which I would have had predicted. But no, couldn't get it done. Had a couple of chances, couple of final drive options. Ravens not getting it done. Passing game just not there. Lamar, called it, leading rusher on the game, which is terrible because Patriots give up a ton of yards on the ground. Mark Ingram completely got in the way. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the box score right now. Lamar Jackson only rushed for 55 yards. Gus Edwards 42. J.K. Dobbins 13, and Mark Ingram got 5 attempts for 5 yards. And
Go away, Mark Ingram.
And all that yardage was on one run. So
go away, sir.
Yeah, he's just hogging up space. I think they're kind of confused on where they're going. What, you say all the time, you have 3, you have none. They're kind of losing their identity. They don't know exactly who they should feed, who they need in there at certain times. They're trying to do all this mix match and misdirection with substitution. Dude, play football, man. Just play football. Give the ball to somebody.
Yep.
Willie Snead is popping off. Good to see him doing that. Marquise Brown, I don't know what you got to do, bro.
May he rest in peace, Marquise Brown. I don't know what to say. I mean, if they're not going to get Des Bryant rolling to free up some opportunity and space for Marquise Brown in the secondary, he's just going to be running up against the ones, up against the defense, and he's just going to continue to get locked out. He can only catch so many, slants or cross field fades, wide open. If he gets wide open, sure, Lamar will hit him. But that's those opportunities are far and few between. It's not something that you can rely on week to week.
Me and my uncle were talking about it at an event, and he was saying he's like, "Do you think Lamar Jackson can actually throw the ball?" And I had mentioned to him that there was an article previous that he was actually struggling with the size of the football as a quarterback. And actually last year, I thought he took a step forward. I thought he was a legitimate quarterback. I didn't see any issues. This year has kind of returned, and it seems like his arm is just not able to go vertical and to utilize Marquise Brown's speed.
Yeah.
He's trying to hit him on a rope when he should be letting him fly underneath the ball. And it's just kind of hard to get the ball rolling. And you see all the receivers are struggling except Snead. I mean, Mark Andrews, he got 9 targets for 7 receptions and 61 yards, but no touchdown.
He was targeted in the end zone a few times, though. He had one contested one, and then he just had a straight up drop. It just hit the ground. He should have had a touchdown for sure. But again, this team does not have a true wide receiver one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of just a team with just not great receivers. None of the Titans are pretty solid. Give me if you had the receivers for the Houston Texans, even the Colts, it would be an upgrade than what the Ravens are offering right now. They're just not very deep at that position, and they're lacking a true number one. They're the team that needed Antonio Brown.
Yeah,
that needed that guy. Not the Buccaneers that already had 2 of them, plus, I wouldn't call Gronk a true tight end one, but a target in the tight end, a couple of good running backs, they had weapons, right? This was the team that actually needed that guy. The 49ers, another team that needed that guy a few weeks ago before they were bailing on their season. They're definitely lacking in that aspect. I think Lamar Jackson would be perceived a lot differently had he a true number one wide receiver. I don't think we would be doing as much talking about, running back versus quarterback or, do we need to fade this guy in bad weather because, he can't make completions in the rain. To me, that was a big factor last night as well. Was the weather. When they played the Steelers, they played in bad weather. He had 4 turnovers. How many turnovers he had last night? Just 1? Just
one interception.
Just one interception. No fumbles. Yeah, I mean, you're able to take care of the ball on the ground up against the Patriots, and that's what disappointed me the most in this game was really just the Mark Ingram. Did you see the fourth and goal play they went for?
Mm-mm.
4th and goal. I believe it's 4th and 1 specifically. They run the Wildcat. Who's at the helm taking the snap? Mark fucking Ingram. Lamar Jackson, heard of him? Greg Roman? 4th and 1.
Why the fuck are you running a Wildcat with Mark Ingram when you literally have a Lamar Jackson that can run Wildcat in any fucking shotgun formation? Like we're sitting here on our couches right now telling Greg Roman how to run his offense. Like it's unbelievable. Like how I don't understand what these guys are actually thinking when they look at the film. It's like, yeah, you know what? You know who's gonna be better for this? Mark Ingram, man. Screw Lamar Jackson, who's actually the MVP of the NFL. No. Let's get Mark Ingram.
Most elusive electric runner in the league.
No, I don't need that. I need someone to just run as hard as possible into the back of the center.
Yeah, I really don't understand it. Mark Ingram probably wears the darkest visor there is in the NFL. It was probably the coldest and rainiest night, lack of vision. I didn't understand it. I just didn't get it. So bad play calling, no wide receivers. Yeah, it's going to be a tough go of it for Lamar Jackson here.
I was thinking about your question of like, you know, if he had any other receiving room. The only other receiving room where it's this piss poor in the receiving room is Philadelphia. And they have Travis Fulgham.
No. I was going to say like Lamar would eat with Travis Fulgham, Greg Ward, Jalen Reagor. You know, there's some depth there. They just got Alshon Jeffrey back. We'll get to him. I mean, he didn't do shit, but he's there. He's available.
Yeah, but I was just thinking like you know what receiver room is worse, and that was the only one that really came up because every other receiving room I would honestly take. Like even the Jaguars, I would take DJ Shark. If DJ Shark was on the Ravens. Lamar Jackson would be a different story. So
to me, though, Lamar Jackson, as far as like your fantasy squad is concerned, I do believe he's gotten over the schedule hump. So hear out these next few games here. There's one in particular that you're gonna like, maybe a little iffy about, but I think digging into it, you're gonna feel a little bit more comfortable. So the next 3: Tennessee at home, at Pittsburgh, which is probably the most troubling one, and then Dallas at home. Pittsburgh, that last go around with them, Lamar was his worst fantasy game ever, probably just his worst game period. I think he had like 4 turnovers and they only lost by 4, I believe. Yeah, 4 turnovers, lost by 4. You know, still kept his team in the game. To me, the Ravens looked like the better team. It's just that Lamar kept, giving up the ball, turning over the ball in Ravens territory. Like, he did it multiple times, right? So obviously that's not going to lend for a positive ROI. But after that Dallas game, Cleveland on the road, Jacksonville, the Giants, and Cincinnati to close out the season. That's your playoffs. So if you're a Lamar Jackson owner, better days are coming. I'm really feeling that that's going to be the case. Even if the passing game doesn't develop, these teams on the docket here, I think you can run on, put up numbers on. So
yeah, absolutely. Don't
get too concerned. Don't jump ship just yet. Over to the Patriots side of things, they're getting it done. Patriots are getting it done. Pretty damn efficient. Damian Harris getting it done. Rex Burkhead getting it done. Jacoby Myers, fantasy relevant. Cam Newton, no turnovers. What do you think?
Hitting their stride. The Patriot way is hitting their stride when the weather gets cold. I'm glad to see the efficiency from Cam Newton. He seemed a lot more comfortable in the pocket. I didn't watch the entire game, but when I did watch it, when he was passing the ball, he did seem a lot more comfortable. I think Jacoby Myers coming on has helped him immensely because he knows that he can find Jacoby and get the ball to him. Jacoby Myers had a perfect QB rating last night, which is awesome for him.
And then we had to listen to Collinsworth and Al Michaels talk about Jacoby Myers could be quarterback career for about 5 minutes from just one play call. ESPN, gotta love it.
It's probably how scouting goes too. Like you just see one play and you just like go down the entire rabbit hole of that person's career. But I mean, I like how Damian Harris has been coming in and being like the lead dog. Like they're gonna feed him a lot more. Is Sony Michel still hurt?
Yeah,
that's unfortunate. But Damian Harris has been a great replacement for him. Rex Burkhead just doing Rex Burkhead things, getting 2 touchdowns on. Oh, it was a receiving touchdown.
Two receiving touchdowns.
Okay, nice. That's good for him. That's a little different. But I mean, he had only was it 10 total touches.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean,
great efficiency.
Yeah, absolutely. That gadget guy, right? You utility running back, receiver, running back. Yeah, he's been solid for them this year. Had like a 30 fantasy point game earlier in the year. Really solid game last night. Stuck one in my face. You know, I had him going up against me in the lineup. No big deal. You know, just kind of expecting a loss there, but is what it is. Just kind of one of those matchups. You're like, well, kind of doomed in this one. Kind of just set sail to failure. Oh well. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about the Patriots hitting their stride. Let me see, who do they have on the docket for next week? They got the Texans. That's a very winnable game for me. I think the Patriots could be. What is that? That would put them to even now. That because they're at what?
I thought they were 2-5.
They're 4-5 right now.
Okay.
They're 4-5, so they can get right next week and go 5-5 up against the Texans. I think that's going to be the case. The Texans, man, I don't know where they went. We'll get to them in a bit, but I think what we saw from the Patriots this week gives us much better hopes for the weeks to come.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Saints and the 49ers. Obviously, the biggest story out of this game, Drew Brees going down, fractured ribs, whatever you said it was, punctured lung.
5 fractured ribs and a collapsed lung.
Ouch. Owie. Not great. So Jameis Winston comes in, instantly starts overloading Mike Thomas with targets. I think Mike Thomas had like 2 targets the whole game, and then 2 catches. And Winston comes in 5 like right away, just doing Jameis Winston things. Of course, what do we expect going forward from them in this game? We didn't see a ton of Thomas. We didn't see any Sanders, any Jared Cook, a ton of Alvin Kamara. With Jameis Winston at the helm, what do you think? I mean, do we see a lot of mixture of Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill, or is Jameis just going to come in there and just overload Mike Thomas?
I definitely see it being a mix because there's no way that Sean Payton just hands the keys over to Jameis Winston.
Mm-hmm.
You said that he did target Mike Thomas 5 times. There were 7 targets to Mike Thomas the entire game, and he only caught 2. And that's not exactly great. With him targeting Mike Thomas, though, I do see Mike Thomas getting more opportunities and becoming more fantasy relevant. They're still going to depend on Alvin Kamara very heavily, but it's just Drew Brees isn't the old Drew Brees that we're used to. He's really just kind of hitting crossing routes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really a deep ball thrower. I think that Jameis Winston gives him maybe a more vertical threat, but I mean, their team isn't really built for that. So.
Well, the Saints have the Falcons on the deck for Week 11, so I have got to imagine that Jameis Winston can put up some real big numbers up against that secondary, who's just been atrocious all year. You know, they have a good rush defense, the Falcons, so I imagine there's going to be a ton of pressure coming their way as Dalvin Cook takes a nice little toss there to kick off Monday Night Football, bringing up second down, probably about 3 or 4 yard gain. Pretty good run there to start out. But yeah, I do imagine that there's going to be a lot of ball hucking down the field for Jameis Winston. I'm lagging behind the touchdown prop for the group here, for the group prop challenge. So I'm hoping that Jameis Winston can give Mike Thomas more value in the touchdown department going forward. Let me see here. For the 49ers, man, this team had a 10-point lead. They had me scared early on, man.
I thought they were going to pull off an upset, to be completely honest.
It had me really worried. 3-game parlay that I hit, it had a Saints win in it. So yeah, I mean, I was really worried early on, but tried and true, the better team just rose to the top, right? Defense was there for the 49ers early on. They were out touching the ball over the Saints for quite a bit. I think at one point it was like 18 or 21 plays to the Saints 3. So yeah, they were just dominating for the good portion of the beginning of that game. And then once the Saints were able to just get into gear, they just turned on the Alvin Kamara show, and that was it. Any big takeaways from the 49ers? I mean, Ayuk, really good. McKinnon really couldn't get anything going. Obviously, Hasty hurt. Any big takeaways there?
Ayuk is probably the best fantasy option in San Francisco right now, receiver room wise. And Jordan Reed, I think, is a good little fill-in for George Kittle. He had 6 targets, 5 receptions, 62 yards. Didn't get a touchdown, but the only other person that had more targets was Brandon Ayuk, and he had 14. So I think Jordan Reed is going to be a nice little fantasy option in San Francisco going forward, as long as he stays healthy. I always got to get that disclaimer. Guy's always hurt. I really like him as a player, though, but if he can stay healthy, he's definitely going to be fantasy relevant.
Yeah, absolutely. And really sorry for the Richie James owners. Just nothing there for him.
Well, yeah, what the F, man?
Like that
sucks.
That's really unfortunate. Like, dude had us sold, comes back with Brandon Ayuk in the lineup. He's a fraud all of a sudden. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Brandon Ayuk obviously looks like the play going forward, but I wouldn't just rush to jumping to releasing Richie James out of your lineups or off your roster just yet.
I agree.
They got the Rams on deck for week 11. Not looking good.
That's going to be a rough go. I mean, Aaron Donald's just such a monster. Like, I just think about the trenches with the Rams every single time because Aaron Donald's there. It's going to be hard to zone block against that guy.
Kirk Cousins to CJ Ham.
Here we go, CJ Ham. He's my boy.
First down
Let's get it.
midfield for the Vikings.
CJ Ham, if you can score 3 touchdowns, that'd be great.
Vikings have ran like 3 or 4 plays, so I'm sniffing a turnover about now. Sniffing a turnover. Yeah, not really too much to take away from the 49ers. I mean, realistically, the fantasy options there are not bountiful, we'll say, right? Nick Mullins, Ayuk is there. Is pretty good, but I don't know if you're relying on him every week to put up the numbers he did up against the Saints. McKinnon, Ayuk, and Mullins, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, what else is there going to be there? Jordan Reed, he did have that one nice one-handed catch.
Yeah.
See that dig?
Yep.
That dig out of the ground? That was pretty cool. That was nice to see.
He is capable. It's just he can't stay on the field.
But he's just going to need the right matchup. I don't think it's going to be up against the Rams next week. The only guys I'm going to be interested there are probably going to be Ayuk and McKinnon.
I did see a stat about Jalen Ramsey on 30 routes for DK Metcalf. The guy only had 3 receptions for 28 yards when he was lined up against Jalen Ramsey. So,
ouch.
If anybody's going to be getting Jalen Ramsey, it's Ayuk in the San Francisco room. So definitely watch out for that. I wouldn't be too hopeful with them, but you never know. They could always go off.
Amir Abdullah is running routes.
Oh, man, I saw him in my DFS. I was going to try to put him in.
We're effed. He's running routes. Kirk Cousins under center by himself. Delivers. Dime. Adam Thielen. First down. Fuck. Already think we're down to the Bears 20. Not great. Things are not looking good. Hitting
the over.
Come on, Buster. Why does fucking Buster screen on Adam Thielen?
He's the slot corner.
Dear God, Buster. All right, next up, we got the Bengals and the Steelers. Bengals. Hashtag the Profit Center. Could not cover this week up against the Steelers. I mean, to me, the biggest factor was the weather. The kid, JB, didn't have the experience, to go toe-to-toe with Big Ben in the wind. At the end of the day, that's what it was for me. Burrow, good.
He got sacked 4 times.
He got sacked 4 times. He was good, but he wasn't great when he needed to be up against a great team, an undefeated team, no less, on the road, right? I mean, the weapons were there. Boyd, Higgins, they did well. Giovanni Bernard, not so much. Not great.
Man.
I think there's better days ahead for Gio Bernard if he's still in this lineup without Mixon there. Man, another first down.
Fumble.
Did Rudolph just fumble that ball?
Yes, he did.
I'm hoping so.
That was out.
I'm hoping so. Rudolph says it's down. We'll let the referees come in and be the deciding factor. They're waving their arms around like they know what they're doing. I don't think they do.
Were you guys paying attention on that one? I
wasn't. Did anyone make a call yet? Did
you see that?
Did anyone want to make a call?
Let's call New York. What do we do? What do I do with my hands?
Yeah, we have no clue because the referees won't make a decision, and his knee is down, I believe. Pretty sure his knee's down.
Man, I don't think there's enough evidence to. Well, it's a
the knee. But the ball's coming out when his knee's going to the ground, so maybe it is a fumble. We'll just wait and find out and see. We're
gonna need the frame by frame.
Yeah, back to the Bengals and Steelers. I mean, Bengals going forward, they got the football team on deck. I think there's better days ahead, as we've talked about for some of these guys. If they get Mixon back, I could see them even winning that game up against the football team. I like, of course, Burrow in that game. Been one of top 5 in fantasy quarterbacks. Joe Burrow, he's been solid at different points of the year. He's led the league in completions, attempts. I think he's even up there in yards right now.
I'm looking at the stats. AJ Green had 5 targets for 0 receptions and 0 yards. He is out in Cincinnati.
Yeah, which is hilarious because you probably could have cashed the AJ Green over 8 games in Cincinnati prop, but he hasn't even been there. He's there, but he's not even there.
He's there in spirit.
That's the funny part. But hey, I mean, that's one way to stay healthy.
Yeah,
suck and don't play a ton. Expecting better things from them going forward. Hopefully they can get Joe Mixon back, who they obviously still need. Definitely was missing him this week. For the Steelers, man, dominant, just dominant. All the receivers,
they are hitting their stride.
All the receivers ate. Deontay Johnson, Juju, Chase Claypool had
4 receptions for 56 yards and 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. All 3 of them had over 10 targets. it's working for the passing game for the Steelers. At this point, I don't know how you can bench any of those receivers any weeks, but what I'm more concerned about, another game of James Conner, just mediocrity, just not getting the love. What's up?
I mean, they're not giving any love to the rushing game. They only had like 13. They only had
Connor should be the rushing game at this point. Like his workload has been limited enough to the point where, hey, like this guy's ready to eat. Like he's ready to roll. Like he's ready to take bell cow bites out of the workload. Come on,
yeah,
come on.
I don't know. I mean, he was 13 for 36 yards, and then Benny Snell was 3 for 12. Like it just seems like they're really focusing on the pass. That's what it feels like to me. James Conner is just not. I don't know. I to be honest, I didn't really like James Conner coming into the season because when I saw him run, he runs extremely high, and it's just like it's kind of off-putting because it's just like, man, like you're not leaning forward and you can get popped by an NFL linebacker. So he's struggling. So hopefully they can start getting that going, because if they do, it's going to be hard for a team to stop them.
Yeah, that ball actually does look out before the knee is down right there. It's already moving out. So we'll see what we get. Do the right things, ref. Do the right things. Big Ben versus Alex Smith right now for comeback player of the year.
Well, Alex Smith almost lost his leg, so it has to be Alex Smith. There's nothing that Big Ben can do, to be completely honest. Like Big Ben can lead him to the Super Bowl, and Alex Smith will still win because he came back. What
if Big Ben doesn't lose any games? They lose no games.
Man, that's a good
versus
question.
The heartfelt story of Alex Smith. I mean, at the end of the day, like Alex Smith is not going to the playoffs. He's not going to hit the same type of numbers. Like what is the comeback player of the year award? Like, you know what I mean? Like
I feel like previous years it has been like logically like, oh, who didn't play last year and who had the best stats
and who went off. Yeah. Right.
So, but this one, I mean, think about 2020.
I'm thinking, Dan Snyder could pay some people. Oh my God. Anthony Miller gets hit into Darnell Mooney behind the line of scrimmage. Come on, what a start.
I mean, Dan Snyder paid refs to throw flags against him. So it was about $2 million down the drain. You could have given it to me and I would have made more use of it. But anyway.
So I'm saying he could just get the league involved in the Alex Smith hype train. Like, we need some positive PR over here.
No, there's no need for it. I think that even if Big Ben wins every single game, I think that the emotions of 2020 will definitely help Alex Smith win comeback player of the year.
Fair point. I'm saying Big Ben still wins it because of what you said, like, the stats, the glamour, the accolades, right? Oh my God. Bears and Vikings trade turnovers. Oh my God. It's going to be a long night.
17 Mooney?
No, that was Miller.
Yep.
Tipped the ball into Harrison.
Right in your hands, bro.
Yeah. So I'm already losing in my matchup in my IDP league by like 1 billion points, like 50 some odd points. The only person that I have left to go against is Harrison Smith, who just got an interception.
Jeez.
Oh God.
Right
in his hands. Hey, Anthony Miller, catch the ball, bruh. Just catch the ball, bruh. Oh my God. Oh, killing me. Anyways, Steelers have the Jaguars on deck. Going to be a reaping matchup. I'm not sure when the Steelers are going to lose. Maybe the following week up against the Ravens. That's going to be the next big opportunity for them to have the undefeated streak blown up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one. Seahawks really stuck one in my face again. Russ Wilson, he's on a slippery slope here. Seahawks, they lose back-to-back games. Russell Wilson, 3 turnovers, 0 touchdowns. If you want to try to dig in and see when the last time that happened, I have no fucking clue. But
the last time he had two interceptions?
No, he had 3 turnovers in this game and no touchdowns whatsoever.
Okay. I will try and get this.
As a really bad game out of Russ. I mean, Collins looked okay on the ground, but they were just playing from behind the whole time, so there was no way for them to, get him really involved with any serious workload here. Lockett and Metcalf, meh. As you alluded to, Jalen Ramsey just completely blanketing Metcalf. What to expect from them this coming week up against the Cardinals? Yikes, not sure. Especially if they're missing Lockett potentially. With Metcalf there, obviously he could get overloaded. But man, I don't love this on a short week. The Cardinals are looking really good right now. I'm leaning towards the Cardinals in this upcoming game, But I have to imagine there's still going to be a ton of fantasy options and availability for these guys. Metcalf, Wilson. They're getting Carlos Hyde back. It looks like he's going to be a live play this week.
He's definitely always a play. He's always available. It seems like.
Would you get anything on the Russ Wilson?
How far back? Okay, so yeah, I just got back to what year is this? This is
the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world.
2016. In 2016, he had a game against Green Bay.
2016,
week 13,
where
he had 204 yards, 1 passing touchdown, and 5 interceptions.
Nope. Oh, okay. 5 interceptions.
5 interceptions is pretty bad. Like I had to dig pretty far, but
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. The one I don't like it because it has a passing touchdown, and I feel like in some fantasy league you got some value there.
In week 11 of that year, I was just very surprised by 5 interceptions by him. He had zero.
That's a lot. So I'll allow it.
151 yards against Tampa Bay, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and I do not see any fumbles.
Mm-hmm.
But those 2 games were probably his worst games. So 2016, 4 years ago.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Seahawks, get right, man. I mean, 6-3, division's tied 3 ways. Right now, who's your division winner?
Arizona.
Oh God.
Rams are looking really good though.
Recency bias. That catch. We're gonna get to it. But
you know what?
It's the catch.
I rescind it. I'm gonna say the Rams because the Rams have been pretty consistent the entire season. They are beating teams. They just have it's definitely more of a passing team because there's not a lead running back in that room. They now have a name called DMC. Darrell, Malcolm, and Cam.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, so it was Run DMC actually. So
yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, I like their passing attack. They have a good passing attack. I just don't see them going deep in the playoffs, but I definitely see them making the playoffs and in the division.
Yeah, I could see it as well. As far as the division winner, I want to say the Seahawks still. I want to say they get right. You got to lose some games at some point, right? And that's what I feel like this is just like the middle of the season kind of growing pain. So I'm going to stick to the Seahawks, but man, get right. And they got an opportunity to do it on a short week. I mean, the Cardinals, we'll get to them soon, but they're still, kind of reeling from that win. You can kind of knock some people back, when they have that, really high, elation, right? After that huge victory, I think you can catch some people, on their heels. Let's see. Kirk Cousins bringing up 3rd and 5. Been all defense so far. 8 minutes left in the first. Kirk Cousins alone under center. Delivers first down. Is that Chad Beebe?
Yeah.
Chad Beebe going to crush the
That's
prop.
like 12 right there.
Yeah, it was a good amount. He's getting close already. For the Rams, man, yeah, let's talk about Run DMC. So Malcolm Brown gets a touchdown. Darrell Henderson gets a touchdown.
2 touchdowns.
Cam Akers leads in carries and yards. Can't get a touchdown. Boo. Not fair. Give Cam Akers a touchdown.
He deserves it.
He fucking deserves it, man. He's obviously coming out. Like they're showing like, hey, this is going to be our dude. Hopefully going forward. Man, I hope nothing but the best. Cam Akers has set sail for my fantasy teams.
Yeah.
Because I drafted him in some leagues, but he did not pop when we needed him to pop. It's far too late. We're running with different options. Definitely someone you need to consider though in FOB, right?
I could say so. Yeah.
In your waiver wire. I mean, it's definitely something to look at, especially if you're a Henderson or a Brown owner.
Yeah. You know who's a good pick you had was Josh Reynolds. He had 10 targets, 8 receptions, 94 yards. Didn't find pay dirt, but had the best receiving game for the Rams. So that was a great pick.
Yeah, Rams with Goff and Cup, or I'm sorry, Woods and Cup, meh. Just kind of meh. Cousins looking good. Inside the Bears 20 again. We need another turnover. How are we going to get it? Goff looked good, but not great. Had the fumble. At that point, hey, you had the opportunity, Seahawks. Like, they fumbled it on their side of the field. What does Russ Wilson instantly do? Throws an interception in their end zone. 2 plays later, just like in this game. Just like, Vikings turn over. 2 plays later, Bears turn it over. Same exact thing.
Yeah.
Same exact thing. Seahawks, they had their opportunities. Rams, Goff, pretty much took advantage of the opportunity to fork the ball over like I said he would. The Rams offense, it does find a way to get in its own way as Adam Thielen catches a one-handed touchdown.
Wow.
Vikings up 6-0. Ouch. That one stings. That
was great defense, but that was a more amazing catch.
That was a really
on Buster.
Oh, Buster screen. No way. We got Jalen Johnson and fucking Fuller out there, and we got Buster Screen blowing up coverage right now. Like, what are we doing? Do we need to change the defensive play calling too? What the hell?
He played really hard on that, man. That was good D, but that was a better offensive play.
Chuck Pagano, you got to cut Buster Screen, bruh. You got to cut this dude, bruh. Come on now. Buster Screen. Buster my Buster. Man. Goddamn Buster Screen. Get the man. Killing me. Killing me. Reynolds does shine. Like I mentioned, Kupp and Woods just pretty meh. Give me all of Run DMC. I mean, I'll take any one of those guys going forward. They've got the Bucks on deck. I think they're going to need to get creative how they're going to use their runners next week. Bucks defense really strong up front. So anyone you like in particular there for the Rams? I'm saying Akers.
I'm going to say Malcolm Brown.
Red zone Brown.
Yeah, I like those red zone guys. Just give me the touchdown.
He does get the love in the touchdowns. So this next game up, Bills and the Cardinals. And before we can say anything, there's only one thing that we can say.
Oh.
We're
not worthy. We're not worthy.
We're not worthy. Thank you, DeAndre Hopkins. Dear God.
That was amazing.
What did you just do? Like, after the game, the interview was like, that's what we call the dunked on. That's what we call getting dunked on.
Did you see the picture of just the gloves? And someone posted and said it was just that's a Jordan advertisement.
Yeah, it is. Just that. Just that alone.
Awesome. Like that's probably one of the most iconic moments of 2020 for sports. Like,
and not to take away from Stephon Diggs, who just did the same thing on the play before that.
I turned off the TV. I started playing Madden after Diggs scored a touchdown. I was like, it's done. And then Justin was like, oh my gosh, in the group text. And I was like, I know exactly what just happened, but please tell me what happened. I saw it. I was just like, wow, like, can't believe I turned on Madden. But whatever, DeAndre Hopkins getting me that touchdown for the dunk prop. Just showing why he's one of the best in the NFL.
It was a pretty legit play. For the rest of the Cardinals, Edmonds and Drake both showed up. Both were fantasy relevant. Thank you, Larry Fitzgerald, who actually had a drop.
I did see that.
So that drop that led to an interception resulted in the Diggs touchdown, which then resulted in the DeAndre Hopkins touchdown. So we all thank you, Larry Fitzgerald. Well done, sir. He doesn't drop it often, but when he does, he makes that shit fucking count.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, that was Hollywood theater shit. Thank you, Larry Fitzgerald. Just something to note on. Seahawks on deck, like we mentioned, Thursday Night Football. Cardinals are looking good, man. Like you said, you might be feeling them to win in the division. I think they're going to be taking it to the Seahawks this week. I'm leaning on the Cardinals early on right now. The Bills, man, great game. Great game. Use your running backs. You just use your running backs. The Bills, come on. No Zach Moss, no Devin Singletary. Of course, all the receivers, 8. Beasley, Brown, who's a little tweaked right now. We'll see what we get out of him this coming week 11. And, of course, Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, naming 2 better receivers from this year. You can't.
Crickets.
Robbie Anderson, if he had touchdowns.
Yeah.
If he had touchdowns, there's
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams been really good, but been hurt.
Yeah.
Been in and out of the lineup
consistently entire season.
Yeah. Give me DeAndre Hopkins, Stephon Diggs. So those guys have been best in class. Bills have the Chargers on deck in week 11. Should be a feast for the even for the running backs. We saw Salvin Ahmed taking it to the Chargers this week. I think Moss and Singletary could have some opportunities, but I think everybody's going to be back in play. Not a get-right game, but, because that game, like, what did they do? They're one play away from winning, right? So I think it's going to be a good game. I think it'll be a good game to re-hit their stride. Coming off that big win up against the Seahawks, you have that play with Diggs in the end zone to, potentially win it up against the Cardinals. A little just too much time left. You know what I mean? Like, the Bills are really looking good still. They're still really looking good. A lot of positives, if they're in that locker room that they're taking away out of that game, I got to imagine.
Yeah, it was just a loss to a better receiver. I'm not saying that the Cardinals are exactly a better team than the Bills, but their receiver was better than your quarterback in that moment. So
their receiver was better than 3 of their corners.
Yeah.
3.
So, you just lost playing in the NFL, and not a single person is walking away from that game saying, oh, the Bills are screwing up. You need to blow up the team, screw Josh Allen. Nah, you just got mossed by Hopkins. So no big deal. Move on to the next week.
Yeah, exactly. One play, one loss. That's all it is. As Cordell Patterson gets a nice little pitch for about 4 or 5 yards there.
There we go.
Cordell!
Get him to the outside. That's what we're talking about here.
Okay, get down, Cordell. You do the damn thing. Next up, we got the Dolphins and the Jaguars. or I'm sorry, Dolphins and the Chargers. Dolphins looking great. Salvin Ahmed looking even better.
Coming out of nowhere.
Did so well. They cut Jordan Howard. They're like, you know what, dude, you're the real deal.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Howard. So Dolphins, they're looking good as Foles delivers
Miller?
to Lamar Miller.
Lamar Miller.
Catch and run. Lamar Miller. That's not something you hear all the time. Hey, Bears moving the ball, moving the chains. We'll see what we get. But Dolphins looking good. Tua looked good, but not great. Like just didn't overload anybody. The receivers kind of meh. Devontae Parker had that touchdown taken away. That was kind of unfortunate. It was a 3-yarder. You know, he was going for his classic 1 for 3. You know, it was 1 for 3 yarder.
I think he had like a 30-yard gain on the prop for us for the beard and hair prop. I think Shark had 30 more.
It was like 20 something.
Okay, yeah, it was something like that. I was like, it wasn't a big gain, but it was enough to scare me.
Allen Robinson off a screen. Something I'm seeing immediately right away here is the quick passing plays. Bill Lazar, you're already popping off the page for me. I'm liking what I'm seeing here, Bill. Keep it up.
Building momentum.
I like the quick hitters to Robinson. I like the quick hitter to Mooney. Let's keep those up and let's keep figuring out how to move the chains. Let's do it. For the Dolphins, Ahmed looked good. The receivers not so great. They've got the Broncos on deck. Comeback week for the receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, Jakeem Grant had a touchdown, but I think what did Tua do for passing yardage wise? Like 169?
169. Good call.
Not that great. Not that great.
But 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, they're finishing, right? Ahmed went off for, 22 for 85?
You were close on the attempts. 21
for 85. Yeah, I mean, he looked pretty good. Salvin Ahmed, fire him up. We told you about him before Sunday. Should have already had him added. We did. I started him against Nick, and Nick started him against somebody else. Like, we're not bullshitting about it.
Yeah.
Quick hitter to Allen Robinson. Let's go. Quick hitters. Let's move the chain. Quick passing plays. This is how you
build momentum, and this is how you build an offense, and not have your defense have to do so much work. Like they got to score, they got to build momentum, they got to stop the offense. Like now you're allowing them to catch their breath.
Bill's got the glasses tinted down just a little bit, just enough. It means fucking business. Let's go, Bill.
He's zoned in.
Let's go, Bill. I want to fire up this play here. 2nd and 5. Riley Ridley on the field. That's a bad decision already. But hey, when you got Cordell Patterson at running back, your options are going to be a little more limited. So the Ryan Nall thing, it's not happening. Ryan Nall, 0 touches so far in the first quarter as Cordell Patterson, how about them Bears, goes down for a first down. I believe now into scoring territory. So we're doing the damn thing. I do expect a get-right game for the receivers for the Dolphins next week. Fire up all of Gesicki and Devontae Parker. I think it's going to be Devontae Parker's best game with Tua this next game up against the Broncos. I'm gonna put my foot down on that. I think it's going to be a really good game for Parker. I think they just need to. He hasn't really done much with Tua so far, and I feel like they really need to kind of break him out if they're going to make a run here. They're 6-3 sitting right behind the Bills in this division. They're wild. This Dolphins team is making a run for it this year, guys. They're going to be in the playoffs. I don't see how they're not going to be with the way that the AFC is shaking up. As Foles hits Robinson, they're calling it a catch. Calling it a catch. Let's go.
That was beautiful.
But if they don't, you have to throw the red flag that's next to you. If they try to challenge it.
Oh, they're going to challenge it. There's no way.
Let's see it. That's a 1-2. That's a toe tapper. And they get the ball off. They got the ball off. Cordell. Doing Cordell things.
See, this is what they should be doing. They're giving him counter plays, which means that they're sending him in one direction,
not dives.
Offense in that direction, and allowing him to use his quickness and speed ability to go. Oh wow, good play. I didn't see that one.
Just like they do it at the ballet, baby. Let's go, A-Rob. Let's go. For the Chargers, Herbert, not good, not great. He still had 3 touchdowns though.
I think he has the most games, multi-touchdown games as a rookie quarterback in NFL history.
I do not doubt it whatsoever. This is your rookie of the year right here.
Yeah.
Hands down. I don't care what his record is at the end of the day. Oh,
Jimmy Graham. That was my 1 of 2.
That was my 1 of 2, he says. That was my 1 of 2. That was my first touchdown Jimmy Graham was going to give me tonight. Bro, we're rocking the orange. Like, we're coming down with the dub tonight. I don't care what anybody says. We're going to figure it out. I love
how this offense is looking, though. Like,
hey, Jimmy, you're supposed to go up and get that one-handed, bruh. You're supposed to go up there, Jimmy Graham.
Did he play basketball?
Yeah, right. Don't pretend like you're a center at one point.
Get the rebound.
There's going to be a lot of love tonight for these Bears guys in fantasy, though. I mean, Foles is cutting it up here. 3rd and 7 at the Vikings, about 17, it looks like. Set Hut, Foles under center, alone, delivers, quick throw.
Wow.
Patterson, let's go.
Wow.
Getting ready to cash the ticket. Cordell Patterson, moving the chains, getting involved early and often. Cordell Patterson, he's shutting some haters up tonight, man.
I'm glad
He is shutting some haters up, and I'm loving it. I'm all about it.
You know what? When they came into this year with Cordell Patterson, they were talking so high about him, and then he didn't do anything. I honestly thought it was like,
It's
Nagy's
fault.
And now you're seeing Cordell Patterson is like electric. Like that was an amazing catch for someone that kind of runs out of control.
Are they just going to let Foles just keep throwing it here, or is Patterson getting a handoff?
Jimmy Graham. Give me Jimmy Graham.
Cole Kmet. Oh, Foles, stop it, bruh. Stop it, Nick Foles. Come on, man. All right. Killing me, guy. Let's get back to it a little bit here.
Sorry.
No, you're not you. Nick Foles. Back to the Chargers and Herbert. Herbert, got it done in fantasy. He looked shaky, though, in the game. Like, he was inaccurate at times. He missed Keenan Allen on a couple of wide open first downs. He missed Mike Williams on a wide open end zone play that could have potentially extended the game earlier than it should have. Did they wind up losing by? No, the Dolphins did score another play at the end of the game. They were down 7, but they lost another play. Patterson, 2nd and goal, getting it down to the 5. Not a lot of love there.
Let him use his athletic ability. Smart.
Mm-hmm. But Kalen Ballage looking really good for the Chargers. He's going to be the guy, I think, going forward until Eckler gets back. And I think Ballage has done enough that earns him a role even when Eckler gets back.
Yeah.
Josh Kelly's not doing it. I can't imagine that Eckler shows up and they just like, oh, Josh Kelly's number 2 again.
Yeah.
It's not a pitcher and catcher situation here.
Yeah.
Look out for that. Williams was the odd man out. Hunter Henry got a touchdown. Keenan Allen got a touchdown late in the game. Nice to see from those guys, but Mike Williams, odd man out. Could have had one, but Herbert missed him wide open in the end zone. Pass interference? Nothing? Wow. Ouch.
What the F happened there?
I was looking for pass interference there. Bears are probably going to kick this here. Going down 7-3. Ouch. Ouch, that hurts. That hurts. Who was he targeting? Oh, Mooney was wide open for the touchdown. So was somebody else on the slant
Mooney
here.
stopped his route. It seemed like Mooney stopped his route.
The ball was already thrown. Mooney stopped when the ball was thrown. I think he was kind of not happy the ball wasn't thrown to him. But whoever else was coming across the middle opposite of him was also going to be wide open. The middle of the field was open. I don't know why he didn't go there.
Yeah.
Come on, Foles, do better. Chargers got the Jets on deck. It's a get-right game. Chargers are getting a win next week. Lock it up.
If they lose, do you think Anthony Lynn loses his job?
He should.
Yeah, I think so too.
He should. Next up, Lions and the football team. Stafford showed up in the box score. Nice to see. Got 3 passing touchdowns. Swift and Marvin Jones also got it done. Showed up. Man, did I say Marvin Jones? Yeah.
Wait, I thought it was Marvin Jones that scored a touchdown.
Yeah, Marvin Jones. I was about to say Marvin Hall. Not bad for DFS.
The Marvins.
I was so pumped about him. He got that early touchdown, the 1 for 55. He gets one other catch for like 7 yards. The rest of the game, bro. Like, it was killing my DFS lineup. In that same lineup, I started in this game McKissick and Gibson.
Oh yeah,
who both did great, and still, like, I got killed by Marvin Hall in that one. Travis Fulgham blew up that lineup. I had Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers in that one too.
Jeez.
Just no love, man. I mean, that was good, but we need a lot better out of those guys, to really hit the big money. But this Lions team now is 4-5. I think Swift is going to be the guy going forward.
I'm liking how Swift's coming back.
He's really rolling along. I mean, it's been a while since that drop in Chicago, or I'm sorry, I was actually in Detroit, but the drop against Chicago in week 1, I think he's been forgiven, been kind of given the keys to the workload there.
Yeah.
Carry on. AP didn't really do anything this week. And this is a good rush defense against the football team. So I thought that Swift passed the test. I think he's going to be getting the nod to answer the call going forward.
Yeah, I think the Lions need to try and flip carry on. Only 1 attempt for 3 yards and nothing else. Like, dude, didn't you spend like a second or I think it was a second round pick on him? Like, flip him, dude. Flip him for the 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, absolutely. Lions got the Panthers on deck. If no Teddy Bridgewater's in that game, is it a lock for a win?
No, because I think Carolina is a team that fights.
Phillip Walker.
Philip Walker, I'm definitely taking him. Give me Carolina in that game.
Mhm.
I think Philip Walker's going to come.
Oh, Cousins going up top. Oh, that was supposed to be
arms out.
that was supposed to be the interception, bro.
Yeah.
Eddie Jackson, come on, man.
Yeah.
That was your interception, my guy. Come on, killing me.
I like PJ Walker. He was in the XFL. He played for Houston Roughnecks. He was the top quarterback in that league when it was playing. So I think that he's kind of been chomping at the bit. And when he did fill in for Teddy, I think it was a couple weeks back when Teddy got hurt for a second.
Look terrible.
He did not look bad at all.
He did not
look bad at all. So I think that he's going to come in and do the damn thing.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Lions in that game. If Bridgewater is out, if Bridgewater's in, I'll be feeling better about the Panthers. But Lions, they showed up 4-5, not too bad in that division right now. Bears are only a game ahead of them, 5-4, and this game isn't over yet. They could be pretty close to them even after next week. Well, actually, the Bears are going to bye, so yeah. I mean, realistically, if they lose this game and the Lions come out with a win, they're sitting even with the Bears. Fucking crazy, blows my mind. Football team, like I mentioned, McKissick, Gibson, solid. Alex Smith, comeback player of the year. You know, as far as nostalgia is concerned, right? But he still had a career day. 390 passing yards.
It was on like 50 attempts too.
Give him a passing touchdown, Rivera. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Hook the brother up.
Yeah, I kind of like it. You know, the wide receivers for Washington are becoming more and more fantasy relevant. You know, Terry McLaurin, he's kind of been pretty steady Eddie the entire season. But you know, Logan Thomas is there. You got Cam Sims also. So I think that this team is putting it together. Is not going to translate to team success though.
No, I totally understand. But they get the Bengals on deck next week, week 11. Football team, and they get a dub. Bengals?
No, I think Joe Burrow is going to be pissed off about the Steelers.
Man, I think he's going to be mad that he didn't cover. He's going to be like, you know what? I didn't make people a ton of fucking money this week. Let's go cover against the football team.
That's exactly what he's telling T. Higgins.
I wonder who's going to be favored in that game. Initially, I call it a pick 'em, like right off. I wonder if they have it on the board.
I'm going to say already. Washington's favored.
You think Washington's favored?
Yeah.
I honestly, off the top of my head, I don't know who has the better record. Let me
I think Washington does.
I'll have it pulled up here in a second. Football team, they're 2-7.
Nope.
The Bengals are 2-6-1.
Oh,
technically the Bengals. Bengals gonna bangle. Good teams win. Great teams cover. Go Bengals. Right now, the football team is favored. -129 to the Bengals. +109.
Take it to the Hizzy.
The records do not count. The records do not count. All right, moving along here. From the football team, you're just going to start whatever you can, right? I mean, are you still ready to fire up J.D. McKissick?
I'm not firing up J.D. McKissick. I'm firing up Antonio Gibson.
How can you not fire up J.D. McKissick if Alex Smith is throwing the ball 40 or 50 times a game?
I feel like it's just like one of those random games, you know? Like,
well, he had 9 catches last week. You have 6 this week or 7?
So he's a passing weapon.
Oh yeah, no, not as a running back. I mean, technically, yeah, he got his touchdown this week on the ground, but he didn't rush for any respectable volume.
Whoa, 15 targets for 7 receptions.
That's what I'm saying,
what the
man.
F?
Like Alex Smith is just going to keep dunking to these guys. I mean, Gibson still gets some catches too, but he doesn't really get used on third down that much. Gibson's still getting all that love on first and second down, but McKissick, he's just the dude there, and he just looks like Alex Smith's favorite receiver weapon. I mean,
he's not doing jack shit with it though. It's 15 targets, 7 receptions for 43 yards.
Baby. I just need the catches. Yeah. I just need the catches.
I like those kind of guys to have at least a touchdown every once in a while, but. I mean, 15 targets.
McKissick had a wicked wheel route that Alex Smith overthrew him on. Should have been a touchdown. He was wide open. Yeah, it would have been nice, but it was early on. Like he was kind of still, breaking the rust off of the leg. They were talking up his like knee brace or something like that. Like he got a brand new knee brace this week by like some company in Maryland that made some cool futuristic biotech weapon for his leg. I don't know.
Cool.
Justin Jefferson, big catch, big play. Justin Jefferson, big catch, big play. All right, moving along here. Enough about the football team. I think they might be able to get a win next week. We'll see. Jaguars and the Packers. Packers off to a slow start. I tried to convince an older gentleman at the sports book to not bet on the Packers to cover 13 some odd points. He said, "This is my money, and I'm going to bet it my way." I said, "I totally understand. I just don't think it's going to work out." And I was sitting there. I was like, man, like my phone starts going off. It says like, oh, the Packers defensive backs, they're both out, Jair Alexander and Desmond King. And, there's the weather factor. And I'm like, man, look at all, I'm like showing the old guy on the phone. I'm like, hey man, look at all this fucking snow and shit like that. There wasn't actually like any snow on the ground at all actually during game time. So I felt like a dumbass showing this dude the fucking snow, but it was fucking
You were showing the wrong info, but you were right on the
absolutely. So Jaguars wind up covering. I didn't touch this game whatsoever. I was going to hammer the under, which it still may have hit. I have no idea. Do we have the total right there?
I don't have the under or over total.
What was the total?
44.
Yeah, it's okay. It would have hit the over, I believe. I think it would have hit the under. I think the total was 49. So either way, I didn't want to mess with it just because, once I saw that those D-backs were going to be out, I was like, no way. I'm not getting, snuck up on by DJ Shark and Jake Luton. No. I just completely stayed away from the game. Like I've been telling all of you in these big spread, big gap games, stay away. The books take away all of the value. The likelihood of the Packers covering 13 and the Jaguars covering 13 is exactly the same when it should never be that way. That's what it's like on the spreads. So you got to be a little bit sharper than that. In the game itself, Robinson carried the way for the Jaguars, but Jake Luton is just anemic. He cannot get anything going with these receivers. Cole found the end zone. Nice bounce back game. Cheers to that dude. But other than that, we got nothing.
Yeah.
Like what, 4 or 5 catches out of DJ Shark. Not that impressive. Mm-hmm. He got 56 yards, which did help me for my hair to face prop with Nick. We'll see how that continues to go. He did bet. Jake Luton was able to get Shark to do better than Devontae Parker. So I'll take whatever manageable win I can.
Yeah, whatever.
They got the Steelers on deck. It's going to be a rough one for the Jags in Week 11.
Need the defense to step up.
And stay away from the Jags in Week 11. Don't bet on them to cover. Don't on the Steelers to cover. Stay away because it's going to be probably another 13 or 14 points, something crazy like that. Minus 800, minus 1,000, something fucking nuts. Stay away. The Packers, Aaron Rodgers did it.
Yeah.
He got it done. 3 touchdowns. MVS, fantasy relevant. Devontae Adams could have been better, in my opinion. Could have been a lot better.
MVS and Devontae Adams switched spots. That's what happened.
Kind of. MVS only had like 4 catches, though, right?
6 targets, 4 catches, 149 yards. So he was just getting deep passes. 78 long. That's what it is.
He's in the end zone. You broke the plane, sir. It does not count. Bring it to the 20.
And then Devontae Adams had 12 targets, 8 receptions, 66 yards for touchdown, only long of 22. So yeah, different types of routes, but that was cool.
I was left wanting for more out of Devontae Adams, especially in DFS this week.
We stacked them.
I was disappointed. I did it on my own too, right? Yeah. Like I was just expecting more. They were talking up all the snow in this game. I figured it was gonna be a fun snowball game for the Packers. Adams, dropping 4 touchdowns, stupid stuff. Wasn't there. Jones had a respectable day. What was his line?
Jones had
like 5 catches that pretty much made his day for fantasy.
13 attempts for 46 yards, no rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
6 targets, 5 receptions, 49 yards.
Yeah, so not bad. I mean, pretty respectable.
1 fumble though.
Yeah, that's not good. I forgot about the fumble. So not great, but not terrible either. Probably expecting more, from your week to week lineup. But I think better things are on the way. They've got the Colts on deck. Not great for him, but I think Aaron Jones gets used quite a bit in the passing game against the Colts. I think he does get another 5 to 6 catches next week, so fire all of him up. Next, really disappointing game. Giants and the Eagles had over 44.5 points. Hit the 44 total. Killing me. I think the Giants could have even kicked a field goal at the end of the game to drive the number, and they took the knees. That was killing me. But is Carson Wentz a fraud?
I saw a post and it said, I am convinced that Prince Harry and Carson Wentz switched places in the offseason because there is no way that Carson Wentz is this bad.
I think he might be.
I think that that was weird. I think that he should I think he played against very low competition in college and it made him look so much higher than everyone else. And I think if he would have been in like the SEC, maybe the Pac-12 or the Big Ten, he would have been kind of like a mediocre quarterback. And they gave him $100 million, even though he hadn't finished a full season. That's their dumbass mistake. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I fully believe that his body of work did warrant high money when the time came. It just came at the perfect time for him because he was like, you know what? I got my check. I'm out. And he's just showing up, just cashing those checks. But he's I think he's that bad.
No, I think Carson Wentz is a fraud. Like, I don't know what the deal is. I mean, obviously Alshon Jeffrey comes back. I'm not expecting for, Carson Wentz to take off because he's got Sanders, Jeffrey back, Dallas Goedert, but man, throw a touchdown. Do something. I mean, the Giants, good defense. They're coming around, but they're not great. They're not unbeatable by any means. Miles Sanders looked good in this game, had 85 rushing yards. That was nice to see. Salute to him for coming back, bounce back game in fantasy, getting owners to ring that bell once more. So that's nice. But man, receivers, blah, especially our guy, Travis Fulgham. We're big fans of on the show here. Travis Fulgham didn't show up for me in DFS, laid an egg. He had 11 target, 8 catch performance up against the Giants in their last game, their last matchup not that long ago. Was expecting much, much more out of him. They have the Browns on deck next week. Does Fulgham get right? Does Rieger and Jeffrey kind of take off a little bit here?
I'm not sure if man, it's kind of hard because he is supposed to be the lead receiver in that room. Because I'm thinking against the Browns, he's going to be going against Denzel Ward, anybody. Even if Alshon's back, I still think that they're going to put Ward on Fulgham.
Wildcat.
I'm going to say that Wentz is not going to have a successful game for Fulgham to not have a successful game. 1 for 8 was really bad for Fulgham because he seemed to have been almost impervious to Carson Wentz's bad games. But now it's starting to be he's starting to be affected by him. So I don't think that Fulgham gets right against the Browns, but maybe another game down the road.
Hopefully Jeffrey just comes in and takes away some of the wide receiver 1 routes, just plugs his body into Denzel Ward a lot next week and opens up some more availability for, guys like Rieger, Ward, Fulgham, obviously. Maybe they even have Zach Ertz back as Nick Foles takes one. It was 2nd and 4. He's going to be just short of the first down, taking a short 2-yard run down to his knees. For the Giants, I mean, you got Dan Jones, Olympic runner, also not throwing any touchdowns, but no interceptions, but does take a nice, 36-yard run to the house. Took one to the Hizzy. Salute to him for doing so. But man, I mean, who's a better quarterback? Who's the best quarterback in that division right now?
Ooh, good question.
Andy Dalton, Dan Jones, Alex Smith, or Carson Wentz? Could it be Dan Jones?
I'm going to say Alex Smith.
Wow. 1.5 leg Alex Smith. Didn't even throw a touchdown this week. Technically, yeah, no NFC East quarterback threw a touchdown this week. Wentz, Smith, Jones, none of them threw a touchdown this week.
I saw that Daniel Jones has just as many 30-plus yard rushing touchdowns as Lamar Jackson does, which is 3.
That's not great. It's a slower year for Lamar, okay? All right, he's going to pick it up. Like I got done telling you guys, his schedule's getting a little bit more cozy. Softer, I like that word as well. As Foles completes a nice little tight one to Cole Kmet. Looks like it was not targeted for him. Knob Goblin Cole Kmet stealing Allen Robinson's touches. We are running it. Is that Artavis Pierce?
What?
I think that's Artavis Pierce.
What?
We're letting everybody eat tonight. Let's go, baby. It's all about experimenting the running backs. That's your carry. Now get off the field. Next guy.
Cordell Patterson.
Next guy gets a carry. Oh, Pierce looked pretty good, though. It was a good little.
He was quick through that hole. I was very impressed by it. I was like, whoa, was that Lamar Miller? When did he get that speed?
No, Lamar Miller ain't that small.
He ain't that fast either.
Lamar Miller's a big old dude. We got Cordell Patterson, 2nd and 4, under center with Foles. Another run play, it looks like.
Bad play call.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to rely on that. Like, you just had a positive gain with Pierce, a guy that probably should have been 4 yards behind the line rather than 4 yards ahead, right? Mm-hmm. Keep it simple. Now let's get a quick hitter to somebody. Let's get a 3rd and short, I feel like the Bears and another team like this too, the Ravens, right now, these are teams that are literally playing for first downs rather than chunk plays, right? Like when I watch the Ravens play, I just feel like they're trying to crawl for a first down. That's literally all that they're doing.
3 yards at a time.
And every time that they're getting one, Lamar's grabbing it for 3. He's grabbing it for 5 or 6. You know what I mean? And it's just ridiculous. Like, there should just be really quick, easy hitting plays for those easy completions, just easy chunk plays. They're not setting them up. Everyone's just trying to, keep the drive going, eat clock. And that's what happens.
I don't understand that play call. Not the play call before the snap, but why didn't Nick Foles recognize that he had a
all-out blitz?
Receiver? Yeah, all-out blitz.
All-out blitz.
A wide receiver could have just done like a quick slant.
Yep. Because the entire line is loaded. The
entire line, dude. Like, there's nobody.
That's 8 guys right there.
Yeah.
Eight players in the box on the line. You have the safety on the fucking line, Foles.
Yeah, I just don't understand that. That's disappointing.
Harrison Smith coming all the way down to the defensive line. Like, come on, you're killing me. You're killing me. You're not wrong there. Absolutely. When he should have recognized that. Maybe you're just looking to his right.
Like, Peyton Manning would be licking his chops if he saw that. Like, that definitely never happened against Peyton Manning.
Delilah.
Omaha.
That one too. For the Giants, Dan Jones, he looked good, but not great. Been saying it a lot today. No passing touchdowns, no interceptions. Got the win, had the rushing touchdown. That was nice, but I don't feel good starting him up against the Bengals next week. Or wait, no, they have the football team with the Bengals. Who do the Giants play next week?
Probably off.
I'll find out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Dan Jones,
I don't trust him going forward. Doesn't really matter.
I saw a stat that
they do have a bye next week. Their next opponent is the Bengals.
Gotcha.
Week 12.
So with Dan Jones, the one thing that's really like striking me right now is that through the same amount of games, I think it was like 19 games or something like that. He has more turnovers than Jamarcus Russell.
Oh God!
And Jamarcus Russell was really bad.
Oh, it was like all-time worst.
Yeah, and it's just like
one of the great worsts.
Yeah. And that kind of stat shocks me because I would consider this league more willing to move on quicker than that. But it's almost like Dan Jones is like getting like more than 9 lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're kind of just giving him way too much slack. And I think that the injury with Saquon this year has kind of fed into that slack that's been given to him. But I think he's pretty bad. And if he has the same amount of turnovers as Jamarcus Russell, that's really, really bad.
I absolutely agree. They're talking about replacing Dan Jones still. So it's like, and the other
options next year.
Oh, there's going to be, but the Giants now, they're climbing. They're climbing. What's their record at now? They're 3-7, not that far behind in the division though. 3-7 is second place. 3 wins, 7 losses.
What I say a couple weeks ago, we always say it was like, 9-7 could win the division. Oh no, 8-8 can do it. Oh no, 7-9 is going to do it. No, now we're to 5-11. 5-11. We're looking at 5-11 at this point. It's just bad. Like, the NFC East is just like, I can't believe that the networks are still allowing NFC East games to be put on in prime time. Why is the Dallas Cowboys American Games of the Week?
To be fair, I don't really know if the Bears should be on tonight either with the Vikings. Like, come on. Like,
at least their records are better, and it's a better, like,
technically they are better.
Yeah, like you can't say, the Vikings and Bears are a worse matchup than the Giants and Cowboys. Like, I'd much rather watch this game than that game, and they keep putting it on. It's just like, dude, like, read the room. No one wants to watch NFC East anymore. Like, they're bad.
I feel that. Yeah,
they're mid-major. That's what it is.
Dan Jones is bad. I like the guys that are there, like Sterling Shepard, Slayton. They look good this week. Gallman been looking really good as of late. So
Gallman look real good.
He's a guy that I want to ride out, into the playoffs. I think Gallman's going to be giving really solid value going down the stretch. It's just a shame that they didn't give him the ball sooner. I really don't get it. But I do think the Giants are going to be a division contender. They're going into the bye. They'll come back week 12 up against the Bengals. So there's going to be some value for them. They could be 4-7 and just be still right there in it come week 12 or week 13 going down the stretch here.
Yeah.
Getting into the last couple of games here, Bucks and the Panthers. Pretty fun game as far as like fantasy goes. Panthers went up early, driving the number, thought they were going to cover, just took a complete fucking nosedive. It seemed like they had the game really well scripted coming out, right out of the gate. A lot of really good scripted plays. Got DJ Moore right really quickly. He found the end zone and not in a hurry, right, and like early on. And then the Panthers just we are missing CMC. We're missing CMC. Just as the game went on, you just saw it more and more and more. We're missing our stud. We're missing our superstar. Looks like he's not going to be there again in week 11 up against the up against the Lions. I think they're going to have a tough time, especially if Teddy Bridgewater is also potentially on the docket to be out. Any big takeaways from the Panthers?
I think because of the time of possession was so different, because I'm looking at the stats, I'm looking at the box score, and I'm kind of like seeing that the Buccaneers had 39 pass attempts, and I'm just going to say 30 rush attempts, but the Panthers only had 24 pass attempts and I would say 16 rush attempts. So their offense wasn't on the field that much, and their defense was just not shutting the Buccaneers down to allow the Carolina Panthers to actually use their game plan. Because I was thinking, like, when you're saying we don't have CMC anymore, I'm like, well, you have Mike Davis. Like, what is going on?
Did not get it done.
Yeah, he only had 7 attempts for 32 yards, 5 targets, 4 receptions for 12 yards. He's one of those guys where you need to feed him a little bit just to kind of get him in rhythm and to wear down the defense a little bit. It's just that they were thrown out of their game plan, and the Bucks basically housed them. Like, that's basically what happened.
Oh, absolutely. And realistically, to me, the Bucks' success came from the run game.
Yeah.
Rojo going off for 197 rushing yards. Are you kidding me?
Long of 98 yards.
What's that?
A long of 98 yards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The broke off the 98 yard run. I don't know why they say this. He was projected a 4-yard run on that play. Well, no shit. Like, who is projected more than 4 to 6 yards on a play ever? Like, I don't understand that. But anyways, yeah, Rojo went off. The receivers went off. Every receiver ate. Evans found the end zone. Antonio Brown had 7 catches. Godwin had 6 catches. So, yeah, all Gronkowski found the end zone. All these guys were fantasy relevant. I just got to ask you, are they going to do the same thing next week up against the Rams? Stiffer defense.
Negative Ghost Rider. No way.
And does Fournette come back next week? I'm going to say no. Like, Fournette was put away in this game. He was probably the biggest loser of this week for the Bucks. But that was because Rojo got right. Like, he's going to be right back up there in the mix for top rushers now in the league after this game with that type of yardage.
Would you say Leonard Fournette is considered a bust at this point? I say yes.
And fantasy? Or just for the Bucks?
Just in the NFL, a bust. I say yes.
Yeah, I guess so. Sure.
I say yes.
Sure.
Absolutely. I mean, he did not elevate. Well, he had that 1 year, but that was really a defensive year. And past that, he didn't really elevate the Jaguars. And now he's on a team that
elevated my fantasy squad last year with all those fucking garbage time catches. That's about it.
But you were drafting him to be a bell cow.
Yeah, last year, it's kind of similar space as this year. Not really that far off.
Yeah, I consider him a bust. I followed him all the way from high school to college to now, and he's a fucking bust. And
well, if you followed him that far, then he's definitely bust.
He's definitely a bust.
Because in high school, I'm sure he was,
And the thing is that really turned me off
is
that he was his sophomore year. He did not want to play college football, and it's just like, dude, if you wanted to rush to the NFL this fucking fast, you should be playing way harder than what you are now. And honestly, just seems like a money grab, and that's fine. That's fine. There's some guys that like that.
I guess. I mean, he's not making a ton of money in Tampa Bay.
When he was like drafted with the Jaguars, he was making some money, but it's just like, dude, you're kind of just taking the money, and not playing.
Yeah, I mean, right now the opportunity is not great for him. He could have decided to go elsewhere in the league, not the Buccaneers, and he could have had a much better role.
Imagine with like the Colts line.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that would have been a way better situation.
But that's not a team that was going to be taking this guy, though.
Of course, yeah.
All right, so moving on here, we got the Houston Texans and the Browns. Thank you, Nick Chubb, for covering for the Houston Texans, cashing the ticket. Houston covers 4.5. Saints victory, Raiders victory, cash the ticket. But man, I needed all of Nick Chubb to go out at the 1 because I could literally see like the ticket kind of like fading away, like Avengers Endgame, just like it's like just like breaking pieces away, and then Nick Chubb just U-turns at the 1, and my snap, my ticket's whole again. It was just like big Thanos moment there for Nick Chubb. Really controlling the over and under in one play, fantasy lineups. Yeah, it had very big implications. I was on the right side of it. So thank you very much, Nick Chubb. I appreciate that.
Imagine if you weren't, though.
Imagine if you weren't. Imagine if you weren't. I was telling Nick before the show, it was pretty much like that meme where the Cadillac is veering off the highway to go back into like the exit like turn lane. One way was the Browns covering. The other way was Houston covering, and it was time to make a fucking U-turn.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick Chubb. Appreciate you, sir.
Also, one thing that we had mentioned before the show was the weather, and the weather was kind of weird for that. And we were saying that we said the under for the.
Oh, we hit the under.
Yeah, it definitely cashed. So.
Yeah, that's what the next point we were getting to here is where was the fucking offense? I mean, I know that there was bad weather, but my goodness, man, my goodness.
Yeah,
Houston should have gotten at least a couple more touchdowns.
Who the F is Pharaoh Brown? He scored a touchdown apparently for Houston.
For Houston, yeah, I needed that. I needed that because I still needed Houston to actually get back in it and score a touchdown. Because for most of this game, they were not covering. They were down like 10-0 for most of this game. I'm just like waiting for them to score, They're going for it on like 4th and 1 in the red zone for the Browns. Not getting it. It's driving me fucking crazy. Yeah, it was a wild game. I wasn't happy with it. Texans, they got the job done though. They covered. Nick Chubb came back. Kareem Hunt looked better. Still looked like the guy there, in my opinion. Next on deck, the Texans got the Patriots, and the Browns have who? The Browns have the Eagles. I'm going to say a win for the Browns. Can the Texans beat the Patriots though? I don't know. Patriots look good. They got right last night.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Patriots beat the Texans in that one. That's gonna be a tough go for the Texans. They are really missing David Johnson. Very, very evident yesterday. Duke Johnson, not great. There was a lot of revenge game talk going on during the game by the commentators. I wasn't seeing
They love that word.
I was not seeing it. Kirk Cousins here delivers. Ugh, shit.
Wide open.
Thielen is just getting left alone tonight. Buster screen. Eddie Jackson, answer the call, please. About to go down 14-3. Come on. You guys are killing me. You guys are nuts. We're going to be taking you to the half here, or probably just this drive. We'll see what we get. I don't know how much longer I can take just the fucking Vikings. It's killing me. Bill Lazar, come on, man. You're supposed to be Mr. Fix-It. Play calling's supposed to be, elevated. We're supposed to be rolling. What's going on?
It did look good the first drive, but we all know that the first drive is scripted. So
that's what I'm saying.
They probably practiced that exact drive the entire time that they were able to practice. So
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm liking the quick hitters to Mooney. I'm liking the quick hitters to A-Rob. But come on, man, you got to keep this thing rolling here. Mm-hmm. And the defense now suddenly needs another turnover in our own red zone. If we can hold them to 10, we'll be fine. We'll be all right. Let's just hold them. Let's just hold them. What do you like better, Baker Progressive commercials or Baker Hulu commercials?
Definitely Progressive.
More of a Hulu guy. I'm Baker Mayfield. I'm not Baker Mayfield's body. I'm Saquon Barkley. I'm not Saquon Barkley's body. By the way, Hulu has sports. It's pretty solid. I don't hate it here.
Yeah,
I don't hate it here. Let's look at some of these divisions really quick. I mean, we'll get it deeper into it on Thursday night with Emron, but I think the big one, NFC West, the Rams, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks. That's going to be a wild finish. All teams 6-3. I mean, San Francisco, they're 4-6. They're not necessarily out of the woods, but pretty bleak. Not great, right?
Yeah.
But man, these guys here, I gotta think it's Seattle still. I know you're saying like Rams, balance, good defense, respectable offense, but Seahawks, I just still think they get it done. I think they can figure it out on defense at some point.
Yeah. I mean, Seattle, if they can get it right, I can see them winning. But right now, it's almost like Russell Wilson has just like smoked up all the hype about him, and he's
gone away, man. Russ Wilson, man, where'd you go? Let Russ cook. What happened to that, man?
Man, he was MVP all day. It was like a lock, and now he's just like mediocre, and it's just like, bro. Come on, man. Like, you're in the NFL. You're leading you are the reason why Seattle is so good. You can't have a bad game.
He's really not allowed.
It's unfortunate. I'm not saying that everybody has to be perfect, but you have to be perfect. And
7 turnovers in his last 2 games.
Yeah,
7.
bro. That's tough. And you already know that. You're an NFL quarterback, but that's just tough. Like, it's tough to win games like that.
Yeah, I wonder how his podcast is going. I didn't check into that this week. Russ Wilson hosts a show every week. This was definitely the week to watch. I did not. He doesn't use bad words though. He's not as personable as like say Aaron Rodgers on Pat McAfee on his show. Yeah. Russ Wilson it's very cut and dry. It's it's for the kids. It's for the kids. It's family oriented show. He wants his children to be able to watch.
Yeah.
All right, Kirk Cousins inside the Bears 30. Set Hut delivers. Oh. Hey!
Oh!
Let's go! Let's go!
Oh, and truck sticked him too.
Let's go!
Oh man.
Khalil Mack with the interception. Getting
That was
it
nice.
done. Bear down. Backed up against the wall. Bears defense.
Is
That's
legit.
when they do their best work.
That's what I mean by building momentum from the defensive side. Like they can just swing momentum.
I don't even know how he got that. I have no idea how he just like stole it from him. Give me that lunch, kid. Got you. Give me your lunch, bitch. Nom 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 nom. Let's go take the lead. Let's go. All right.
Lamar Miller touchdown.
54-yard bomb to Mooney. Now. Let's go. Oh, man. Great play. Great play. Yeah. I'm dead. Stupid Kirk Cousins.
That's my bad. Please don't hate me.
Actually, that's kind of Thielen's bad, but whatevs. It's all good. We like Thielen more. It's not as much your fault as we
know Thielen works hard.
Thielen blocks. Feed
Thielen
Thielen.
definitely blocks.
Feed Thielen. Man, I would love Adam Thielen on the Chargers. All right, what do we got here? Foles under center. Ryan Nall back there with him. Completion
There
to
you
Miller.
go, Miller.
Miller for a big play. Already in scoring territory. Let's go. Fire up. Yeah, Thielen, shake your head, bitch. Shake your head. There was an F-bomb just dropped there. You gonna cry? Is he gonna look like he's gonna cry?
He's holding the weight of Minnesota.
I mean, you're gonna cry? I mean, bro, don't cry about it.
Ryan Nall.
That's what I say to people in traffic. Like I look at them like dead-eyed, like when they get like really mad at me, like, I'm hogging up the HOV lane. You know how the HOV line gets. Eventually, it can come to a halt.
Oh, it definitely can.
Someone will look over to me like no one else in my car. I'm like, obviously, I'm taking advantage. They start, yelling at me like, "Are you gonna cry?"
I like to throw a thumbs up at people. When they do something really.
I like the thumbs up
great
too.
job, man.
I like the thumbs up too. Like, you're doing great.
I would do that too.
Also, which is a really fun one of mine. Like, yeah, drives much. It's another favorite one. But yeah, are you gonna cry? Is good. Foles, bad throw. Bad throw. Ryan Nall is trying to cash props. Foles, you got to do him right. Foles, 10 for 15, 91 passing yards, interception. Not loving it. We need a couple of touchdowns here, Foles. We need a couple of passing touchdowns. You're not delivering. Patterson in motion. More Ryan Nall back there with Foles. Throwing it up. Ugh. Icky. Looks icky. Looks sloppy. 4th and 10. We're kicking it. Ugh. Come on. Killing me. We have to play defense on this drive again. Seriously. So it's a cover. It's a deep cover too. The routes are just really bad. They overload two guys into literally one 10-yard by 10 by 20-yard box. Like Robinson draped over the top by safety coverage. Like, come on. Like, what the hell was that? Cairo Santos. Thank you, Cairo. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Did you hear that James Harden talking about the NBA coming up soon?
Mm-hmm.
James Harden declined the first contract that would make him the first player to make $50 million a year, and basically told Houston to go F themselves and trade me to Brooklyn to play with KD.
Stop. Just like James Harden, just stop. Like, good God. Okay, sure, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead to Brooklyn, bro. Go ahead. Sure, cool. Yeah. It's all good. They ain't gonna win shit there though.
Yeah, it was just interesting. Like,
they'll find a way to screw it up.
Do you think Houston keeps Russ though if they send Harden away?
Yeah, probably.
I can see that.
That would make more sense. I mean, you're not going to completely blow it up. I mean, that's not how the NBA can really work anymore. Like if if my Bulls got one of those guys calling like right now, they can't even say no.
Yeah, because
that's how these teams are being built. Like, how are you going to go up and compete up against LeBron, AD? They're trying to bring in somebody else. Like it's ridiculous.
Crazy.
Yeah, everyone's just trying to build up. I mean, I think Harden would pass up playing with the Warriors.
No.
Yeah.
Kevin Love might be going to the Warriors. That'd be interesting.
I've been saying Kevin Love needs to go to the Warriors for like 3 fucking years. He just fits. He just fits.
Yep.
He just fits.
He would definitely be a 20-10 guy there.
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. He'd be hogging up boards all day. Who else are they going to have? No, they're real big men there.
No, they're talking about drafting James Wiseman or
I like that.
there's this guy Denny Vengias from Israel. Apparently, he's been
Any foreign dude will go great with Steve Kerr in that lineup. He'll be just fine.
perfect.
He'll be just fine. Yeah, they're taking their time trying to finish off this drive here.
They're really milking the advertiser dollars.
Really
at the halftime.
milking the ad revenue tonight. Kids in their flag football. Kids, put on a mask, kids. Come on now. Do better.
This looks pre-corona.
Yeah, I want to say so. Do people even eat Subway anymore? I feel like no one delivers Subway. Like, oh yeah, I guess Grubhub does deliver it.
I would eat the F out of Subway if I could eat some bread.
Nah, it's not good. Subway's bad for you.
I know.
Subway's
Did you
terrible.
know that? I think maybe you told me this. That
It's not real bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ireland declared it not real bread because the sugar content is way above the normal bread sugar content.
Yeah, like in Ireland, like they said, Subway, get the fuck out because your bread's not real bread.
You're peddling candy over here and saying it's bread.
Pretty much, yeah. So Thomas Shelby said, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
William Wallace style. Is he Ireland? No, he's Scotland. Sorry.
Scotland.
Didn't mean
They're close enough. Body of water.
They're on the same island,
Yeah.
I think.
All right, we got 49 seconds left in this half here. We're going to ride it out with you. And just right on cue,
Classic.
the ball doesn't even want to be kicked. Just wants to fall over. Let's see if we're going to get somebody that's going to hold it.
I wish the ref was forced to hold it. That'd be funny seeing a ref.
Cairo Santos, tonight's leading scorer. Dialing one up here.
MVP.
Yeah, right. Who had him as their captain?
I actually had him in one of my DFS lineups.
Not a bad idea. He's going off. Bears are going to win this one tonight. Was it 12-7, 12-10?
That sounds about right.
12-10 Bears. Bear down.
Bear down.
A win is a win is a win. I'll take it. We need it. Man, I just wish Lazar would really get this team rolling though. Get this offense, jiving. I don't know what these guys are saying about this 7-6 game, but it cannot be anything that exciting. The ESPN guys aren't even social distancing anymore. Not even wearing masks.
No, they're in a triangle.
Are they?
That looks like it.
I don't think they are. They look like they were standing right next to each other. I could be wrong.
That's the optics.
But either way, aren't they?
Good tackle. Wow, that was amazing.
But either way, they're in Illinois. They're in Chicago. I thought they were super butthurt, uptight about masks over there. I figured they'd be like, no, if you're in the booth, you got to wear it no matter what. Same like California. Like whenever you go to San Francisco, those guys always have to mask up and shit in the booth and the sideline, and they're super crazy about it. I mean, as you should be. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but just saying, we don't really give a shit anymore. Apparently, Christmas can't or whatever. Christmas hasn't even come yet. Shit.
Thanksgiving hasn't even come yet.
Thanksgiving hasn't even come yet. Booked a trip to Gatlinburg today. Going to be heading up to Gatlinburg,
West Virginia,
Tennessee.
Oh,
Going there in February.
I was close. I sounded Smoky Mountain like.
It is Smoky Mountain like. Going there in February. Book that trip today.
Hitting the over, guys. 7-6 at halftime.
Oh, lordy. The old 13-pointer. Who had Bears 2 field goals? Man, yeah, props are not looking good. Let me see here. Foles, no passing touchdowns. Oh, they just took it to halftime. They didn't even care. All right, cool. Great. That's that. Yeah. The Vikings. Hey, we don't want to hurt anybody. We don't want anyone to die. We've only scored 7 points. We're not going to put up a field goal, so fuck it. Fuck it. All right, guys. Thank you for stopping by. This was TITTH number 71. I'm Justin.
I'm Nick.
Thank you. We'll see you guys next time. Take care. Come back Thursday.
See you guys.